Hey everyone, welcome back to the UVSP's Sustainability-Tea-Time podcast. We're your hosts, Skye and
Chloe, and today we are residing on the territories of the Lekwungen speaking peoples and their descendants, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations, and the Sintrathan speaking WSÁNEĆ peoples, which includes the Sayout, Sartlet, Sakum, Malahat, and Pakwachin peoples. Today we are doing a how's school going podcast where we're going to talk about
basically just talking about all the different resources that are available to students and probably more specifically undergraduate students, because we're going to be talking about some things that you can do within the University of Victoria Undergraduate Society and their affiliate and advocacy groups, and the health plan and dental plan and some off-campus resources and just a bunch of stuff for students that they can use, especially now that it's kind of midterm season and we're coming into exam season and everything just feels like it's falling apart a lot of the time.
Great way to put it. Yeah, a lot of these resources, honestly, I hadn't really known until I was in university, like even second year, what they meant. So we thought it would be a great idea to just run them through, and hopefully this gives people an idea of what they're paying for and what they can look forward to.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we'll start with talking about the health and wellness plan, or the health and dental plan that UVic gives out to students, in which you can opt in or out of. Until recently, I just learned that you can opt out of one or the other, or both. So, for the plan, students that are enrolled in September tuition pay $396.90 to be specific. Half of that goes to your health, and exactly half of that goes to dental. With health, you get 80% coverage on so many resources. It does cap at $300 per year, but resources include stuff like prescription medications, anywhere that's not just the heart pharmacy on campus. It includes orthotic shoes, psychiatrists, so many other therapy forms off campus, but so many of what it covers you can also find on campus. So this is including vaccinations like tetanus, travel vaccinations like Hep A and Hep B. You can also find massage therapists, physiotherapists, acupuncture, chiropractors, dietitians, and naturopaths, which you can book online through Victoria Therapeutics Ltd. Fun little, it's like a secondary kind of company that comes in, but they do practice and perform all of this stuff on campus.
Cool. Yeah, there's also the dental plan, which neither of us have actually used, but there's a lot of cool resources that you can get from it. So you can get coverage for 80% of preventative and basic services, and 70% coverage for periodontics and endodontics. And then there's some additional funding for things you might need, like x-rays or fluoride use in treatments, and more. The max is $800 per year, which I think is pretty good for students
reasonable.
Per year.
Yeah, and that includes, so if you're registered from just September to April, that's going to give you coverage for those 4 months that is your summer if you're in Victoria, which is kind of nice. So dental appointments can be booked by phone. Health appointments can be booked either on that website that I previously listed, or if it's through the Health and Wellness Center, they're going to be booked online, and that can just be through Health and Wellness Center UVic. They also have, through the health and dental coverage, they have vision, which I don't think a lot of people know about.
No, I've never really heard anyone talk about it before.
Right? Yeah, I've talked to people graduating, and they were like, wow, that would have been nice to know. So, myself personally, I was walking around first year UVic, And this person came up to me and was like, here's a certificate for, like, free glasses. It's this, like, place downtown. Forgive me, I can't remember the name of it. But, yeah, right downtown, you go in, they have, like, a set frames. You just have to give them your prescription, like, eye prescription. And then it was completely free. It's like, oh. So, highly recommend looking into it, because they'll cover $125 per year for eyeglasses. Contact lenses are included in that. $80 per year for an eye exam, and yeah, so many other areas around there. And vision is just so expensive, so this is such a great resource to have.
Yeah, it really is. They also have options for travel insurance, which is super cool, because I know a lot of students will either be doing like study abroad semesters, or they'll be going on trips either in reading break or in the summer, or just whenever they want to, even if they're just taking a bit of a break from classes. And so if you do have the health plan and you haven't opted out, you are eligible for travel insurance, and this includes coverage for 120 days per trip and medical incidents of up to $5 million per lifetime.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
I know. So.
Dang, okay. And then there's $3,000 per trip if there's a cancellation, and $7,500 per trip if there is some sort of interruption with your trip. And then on top of this, the pharmacy on campus in the student union building also offers travel vaccinations, which you got, Chloe.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to Mexico, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know you needed vaccinations. But yeah, I walked in there and they were like, lucky, like, your day's great because, like, the travel nurse was in and I got the vaccination the same day and it was completely free. So yeah, and I got a vaccination for a field school that I did this summer. I had to get like a tetanus shot, and it was super easy. I just called them up just to see if there was someone there who could do it, and they booked me in within an hour, and I was in and out within 10 minutes of getting there. Yeah.
Which is super nice.
Definitely recommend calling, because they could be busy, could be not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and they're super nice there.
Yeah, they really are.
Great service.
And that was covered with the health plan, like fully covered for that vaccination, so yeah.
Awesome. Attached with your health plan is the Wellness Center, which is the Health and Wellness Center located at the northeast side, outside Ring Road, even kind of outside the main campus. Yeah. It's like, Carsa? But to the right.
Isn't there a street between?
There is.
Yeah, so if you go to Carsa, and is it still Mackenzie at that point?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I think you have to cross Mackenzie, but there's a crosswalk there.
Yeah.
And then it's like another separate building. It's a pretty big building, so
it's beautiful.
Hard to miss once you're there. Like, from the outside, it's pretty big. But yeah, if you know where Carsa is, just keep on walking to Mackenzie.
Yeah, and they're super great, so you can get consultations to continue getting therapy sessions, or you can just have single sessions, and those can be booked by phone or in person. Do recommend calling at the beginning of the day. Same day appointments will go within the first 10 minutes of them opening. It's a little inconvenient, but you just gotta be quick to it. And your sessions will actually, you'll either get fully licensed therapists or you'll get practicum students, which I think is really cool that UVic offers that ability for students that, get taught here to go and then practice. So yeah. On top of this as well, they also do LGBTQIA2S+ support, which includes gender affirmation care at the UVic Health Center, which is important to know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. And yeah, so if you do want to learn more about the health and dental plan and the vision plan, there's more information on the UVS website. If you go under understand my coverage, or even just go under the healthcare plan tab, it'll there's some buttons that you click and it'll take you to a separate website where you can go over, and they go into a lot of detail, and they have nice graphics, so it's pretty easy to understand. There's also a physical office in the student union building beside Zap Copy, I want to say.
Yep.
And you can go in there and talk to them during their open hours. I think they're open from 9 to 5-ish.
I think it's till 4.
Okay. I'd say,
but main daytime hours.
to be safe, 10 to 4. They should be open then. And they're really nice there, too.
Oh, yeah. Very informative. Awesome. So that concludes the, health and benefits plan. We went over it very quickly, very not in depth. So definitely recommend heading over to that website if you did want more information.
Yeah, for sure. Next thing that we can talk about, which kind of piggybacks off of what we were talking about with the Wellness Center and therapy, there is a peer support center that's offered through the Undergraduate Student Society here, and it's located in the basement of the Student Union building in B035. And this is basically a space where you can go and talk to other students who have been trained. And you basically just talk about what's ever on your mind. So if you're stressed out with school, or you have issues with friends, or you're just needing guidance on what to do in a certain situation, or even if you just have questions about something on campus or finding other resources, they're definitely a great space to go to get those services.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely tucked away a little bit, but they do have a sign on their door, and usually it's open if they're open themselves. So
and I mean, usually the first time that I came to the sub basement, it was confusing. Even if I knew the room number, it's confusing. So if you feel like you're confused, everyone does. And at least the first 5 times I think of coming down here.
Oh yeah, and usually, honestly, there's usually people walking around, so just ask. So briefly, we wanted to touch on CAL. Now, majority of people that might be watching this podcast are usually in UVic by now and already know about CAL. If you don't, though, CAL stands for Center for Accessible Learning, and those that are diagnosed with disabilities are able to go and register with them, and it just gives you a chance to have accommodations within school settings and to not have to constantly argue for yourself with profs. And to be able to accommodate your learning techniques and styles to the best you can to succeed here at UVic. Won't go into too much detail. If you do look up UVic Cal, they have a really great website that also, on the main just search Google page, there's subtitles for accommodation letters, how to register, what it is, their location and hours. And so definitely heading over there and looking up what you need would probably be the most beneficial in that way.
I know a lot of people who use CAL and have good experiences, so
Definitely.
If you're worried about stepping forward and just learning more about it or speaking to someone about it, don't be at all. A lot of people here use it, and so many people benefit from it.
CAL advisors are also really great.
Really super awesome.
Cool.
Do you want to talk about the Multi-Faith Center next? Fun.
Multi-Faith Center. Okay, going a bit out of the little notes order that we have, I love the puppy Playtime Wednesdays.
I've never been. I want to go so bad.
I
I always have a class.
On Wednesdays?
Every time.
That's brutal. So what they do is they bring in trained dogs that just have owners that they want to share their dog's happiness with students that are missing their pets from home, or just needing a bit of love. And I don't remember his name, but they have a Newfoundlander, black long hair. Just the sweetest thing you'll ever come across. Loves hugs. Owner's super talkative. It just makes my day. So if you can go, just go. It's
dogs
so
bring
worth it.
so much joy.
They really do.
And just de-stress.
And normally they have tea and cookies, of course, too, and it's just super welcoming environment. Just
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
and
can't
that's
recommend it.
On Wednesdays at
3 o'clock.
At the Multi-Faith Center.
At the Multi-Faith Center.
Cool.
Now, 3 o'clock could be wrong, but
we'll verify that. We're pending on that.
We're pending on that because I know laughter meditation is right after that.
Okay.
And laughter meditation is 3:30 to 4.
Yes.
So I think puppy playtime is 3 to 3:30.
Okay.
And then 3:30 to 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna verify that though.
Yeah. So just first talking on the location of the Multi-Faith Center, because I know for me, in first year, it took a while for me to figure out where that was and orient that on the map in my head. So if you know where Cedar Hill Crossroad is, it's closer to that end of campus. So that's like the route that the 14 bus takes to get into campus, so you're going to be on that side. It's right by the Affinity Gardens. It's basically right beside. So if you know where the Affinity Gardens are, which are always mapped out on any campus map, Google Maps, it's right beside there. It's a really nice building. It's not super big, but it's easy enough to see if you're at the gardens.
Yeah, I would say so.
And again, if you don't know where it is, just get someone to help you out. A lot of different places on campus have campus maps. I know if you go to the Welcome Center in the Jamie Cassell building, they definitely have campus maps, and they can point you in the direction of where it is. More on the events at the Mulifaith Center, though, because there's so many. So we mentioned the puppy playtime on Wednesdays at probably 3 o'clock.
Yep.
And then right after that, there is laughter meditation from 3:30 to 4, which is also every Wednesday. And then there's quite a few different events that happen on Mondays and Thursdays every week. So in order, we have yoga at 3:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays, and this is run by the Meditation Club at UVic. Or no, that's not. No, it is.
It is.
It is. And then, so that goes from 3:30 to 4:30. And then we have meditation, which is also run by the Meditation Club. And that is from 4:30 to 5:15.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
On Mondays and Thursdays. Cool.
They have, so, like, for reference, all of these events are free.
Yeah.
I want to put that out there. And then continuing on Mondays, most Mondays they have Hindu chanting from 5:30 to 6:30. And then Tuesdays they have heart-to-heart talks from 12:30 to 1. Online event, that is. They have grief and loss support. Really great resource to have, and that's weekly on Tuesdays from 2:30 to 4. Weekly on Tuesdays as well from 3:30 to 4:30 is fostering community through conversation. So if you're really wanting to meet more people, put yourself out there, if you're feeling a little bit of social disconnection, great place to go and be. They also have a creating space, an art studio from 3:30 to 5:20 every week on Tuesdays. So,
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
Super neat.
Cool. And then every other Thursday, the Meditation Club also puts on free soup dinners from 5:15 to 6:30. I've been to a few of these. They're very yummy.
Yeah, what day is that?
Every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday.
Normally, yeah. Right. So you can even go to like the yoga and the meditation back to back on Thursday, and then go straight into the dinner. That's usually what people do. Dang. If they can, they'll go to all of them, or even just to the meditation. And then so you all like meditate together, and you're all super chill, and you've de-stressed from all the schoolwork, and then you just go and share a meal together and share a conversation and get to meet like-minded people.
And soup.
And soup is so good, and there's usually bread as well.
Oh, there we go.
Which is fantastic. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so to put in the correction, the Pet Cafe is every Wednesday from 2:30 to 4.
Oh, long.
A long time. Yeah. So, and then is the laughter from 3:30 to 4. So, might have to cut in, but it's at the same place. So,
sweet. Yeah.
They just have so many other resources, so many other different faith resources to definitely look into. They have Muslim prayer, they have Catholic campus mass, just so many things to look into, and resources to gather that I don't think is talked about enough around campus.
No, it's definitely not. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Definitely a must.
Cool.
Right. I think that concludes everything on campus.
Oh, we have quickly a couple other things on campus.
Right.
What should we do next? We can, on the topic of food, we can go over some different food resources that there are on campus. So there is a club called Community Cabbage, and it is a student-run club that's super cool. And basically they do free dinners in the sub every second Thursday from food that they have gotten while dumpster diving. And so if some people aren't familiar with what dumpster diving is, it's basically exactly what it sounds like. So every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9, Community Cabbage will gather a bunch of people. So whoever wants to come, you just have to sign up through their Instagram. They have a little link on their Instagram to sign up. You sign up just letting them know if you have the ability to drive other people or if you're just going to be coming along as a passenger, because they do drive around to different grocery stores in the area. And you basically just jump into dumpsters and get food and collect food.
I've never jumped into a dumpster.
It's really fun.
I've gone to the dumpster diving. I've never jumped into one, but like we've gone like in there.
If you're most people, like, you don't have to jump in.
Yeah, we just like stick our arms to the side and
it's fun to jump in, but you kind of get a little bit dirty as well.
Yeah, because what they're doing is they're grabbing food that stores like Cobb's and grocery stores have thrown out that are still good. They might have a blemish or two, but nothing you can't cut off.
Yeah.
They're not taking like smushed tomatoes or anything like that. You know, it's still very, very edible, and it's all cooked, of course. So, yeah, and then they create a free dinner out of that the following Thursday. So it's a Wednesday night is the dives, and then Thursday night's the dinners.
Yeah, and a lot of the time too, you'll get to take home a lot of the food that you've gotten from that evening.
Yeah.
So you're helping students in the food that you're collecting for the free meals on Thursdays, but you're also taking some home for yourself, because produce is so expensive nowadays at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And so often what we found is a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits. Cobb's sometimes has a lot of bread.
Cobb's has
fresh
a lot
bread
of bread
made that day.
Yeah.
And just stuff that would add up on a grocery bill that you don't have to pay for anymore, and it's just helping to fight a bit of the food insecurity that's seen within students at UVic right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do really great work.
I wonder if the soup dinner that the Multi-Faith Center puts on is at the same time as the Community Cabbage dinner, because they're bi-monthly Thursdays.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
It just clicked with me as you said it. I was like, something to look into. But two options on Thursdays.
Two really good options.
Definitely.
And, yeah, for sure.
Incredible. Following that, every Tuesday there is a free dinner at the Emmanuel Baptist Church, which is located just onto, Cedar Hill Crossroads, outside of Ring Road, and it's right on the corner. Like, you go out of Ring Road onto Cedar Hill Cross, and it's right there to your left. And I've never been, because I always work, but you've been, right, Skye? No,
I know people who have been.
Right, okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They say it's great. Great community.
Yeah.
Great food.
Yeah, apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
And everyone's super nice.
Yeah. So, another resource. And then on the topic of food, wanted to bring up that UVic does have a food bank and a free store that is fully funded by the UVSS. And volunteers run it. I think there are a couple staff members as well, but a lot of it's volunteer. But yeah, so you can sign up on their website. You can search up UVSS Food Bank, and you get a time. They'll tell you put your email in, so that they'll send you a little, don't forget to come at your time. And you go in, you can pick, they have milks, they have breads, you can bring a little jar and you can get rice or granola or dry beans. You can get cans of beans, and they have a very good variety selection of items that are expensive in the stores. Like, a can of chickpeas running you like $3.50. What is that?
Yeah, no, it's a super great resource. And I know a lot of people are hesitant to sign up for it because they feel like they don't have as big of a need compared to some other people that might be at the university, but it is for everyone.
Yeah.
The UVSS funds it for use by all students who are food insecure, which is, I mean, with grocery prices as they are right now and tuition prices going up, it's a lot of people. So don't be scared to sign up for it and try it out. There's definitely no stigma around it.
No.
If you go down there, everyone's super nice.
Yeah.
They're not looking at you weirdly.
No.
It's super normal.
And you dictate how much you want to use it. You can use it once a week, you can use it once a month, you can use it in a couple months. Like, it's...
Yeah.
But just know that it is there, and it is for students.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe we'll keep it in the sub. Maybe we can quickly touch on the student-affiliated groups on campus. So, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you know of the UVSP, or University of Victoria Sustainability Project. Our room is located in the sub basement. It's B020. Definitely come on by and chat with us. Give a little knock on the door if it's closed. People may or may not be here, but yeah, we'd love to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, we have GEM, which is the Gender Empowerment Center. That is located in room B107. We have the CCG, who we are kind of partners with in the room here. So the CCG is the Campus Community Garden. Their office is in B020. The garden, however, is located past Carsa on Mackenzie to the north of campus. Huge plot. If anybody knows the old rugby field, that's where it is.
Cool. Yeah. Continuing, we have the Native Students Union, and that actually, they work out of two places. So they work out of the Student Union building in the basement in B023. So they're actually, if you know where our office is at the UVSP, they're basically right across from us. And they also work out of the First People's House. So either one, you can contact them about where in the First People's House that location is, and any meeting times within there. Then we have the Students of Color Collective, and they are located in B120 and B122 in the Student Union building, so that's on the first floor. Then we have the Society for Students with a Disability. They're located on B111, which is also on the first floor of the Student Union building.
Yeah. We then have our Pride Collective, which is located in B010, and then our Anti-Violence Project, and they host workshops on a weekly basis, and they also have a office, which is B022, I believe.
Sweet. Yeah, again, if you know where the UVSP office is, they're like just further down the hallway.
Yeah.
And they have a sign. All of these advocacy groups and affiliate groups have signs over their offices.
Yeah.
That make it really easy to see which group is in which office.
Yeah.
So even if you just want to like take a gander around the basement of the sub, you'll be able to see where all the offices are.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Wraps up the sub. Wanted to talk a little bit on academic resources. So to touch, we can talk about the Math and Stats Center. Those two areas, or I guess those two topics, are located in two areas. It is the library, and that's most late afternoons into evenings, and the Elliott Building, which is a midday study area. In there, they have students that have probably taken that course before, where you can go up, sign up on the iPad, and they'll come and they'll help you with any questions you have, but they won't help you with homework, like projects you'll hand in. But if you have any questions on like concepts, or if you had like a question on your homework but you just needed like why to use a certain equation or how to use it, like that's what they're there for. Very helpful. There's lots of people, so usually you're not going to wait too long, but of course the amount of people that go in flux per season and time of day.
I think definitely when you get closer to midterms and finals, you're going to get a bigger crowd in there.
Yeah.
Just because people are stressed.
Exactly.
Which is fair. Cool. So we also wanted to touch briefly on how to reach out to profs for extensions. So this definitely varies per department. There are some profs that are super adamant about not allowing extensions unless it's for some sort of health reason. And so they'll usually outline that on the syllabus if they're a nice prof. Otherwise, I've found pretty good luck with getting extensions from profs for asking when I ask for them. This can be done in a couple different ways. You could just email your prof explaining a situation. I found that being super honest with them definitely helps.
Yeah.
So don't try to make up an excuse that there's just that something happened and like some big family crisis and you can't finish it. Just explain to them that you maybe should have allocated your time better to a project, or that you just ran out of time and that you need a little bit more of it.
Yeah.
And they're usually super good about that.
Yeah, I think 2 out of the 5 profs I have this semester were like, I don't want to hear that your dog has died for the 3rd time. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what emails you've been getting. So if it has happened, of course, then I'm so sorry. But if it hasn't, maybe don't say it has.
Yeah, no, I've had some profs where they actually will reject students who make up like huge stories because they know they're just lying to their face.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like that's the reason why some profs have a bit of a trust issue and they don't really allow for extensions, or they'll need that health note.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're super stressed and you just can't figure out how to get everything done at once, university is really hard, and especially if you're in first year, you're just getting the hang of managing your time within university. It's so different from high school. And so definitely reach out to profs. They're there to help you. They're there to guide you. And they're not monsters.
No.
They're actually, most of them are very nice.
Most of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we just wanted to wrap up this podcast with some additional resources off campus that you can go to get away from school. Whether that's doing school, outside of school, or just needing somewhere to go walk around and take a moment for yourself. So some best places that we found to go that are still around campus and easy to get to include Uplands, which you can get to by bus 11. However, they have gone through a really good system of protecting a lot of the areas that aren't the trails, and you really have to be on the lookout for some native species known as camas. Really easy to spot in the summer. There'll be these beautiful bluish purple leaves. They're great. In the spring, they'll be just seeding. So the seedings, if you do brush past them, they'll shake like bells. More easy to identify. In the winter, however, they just look dead. They're dormant.
Easy to step on.
Very easy to step on.
Don't step on them.
No, stick to the path, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Puccoll's Beach, as well as Puccoll's Mountain or Hill, depending on where you're from. Really easy to get to if you live in the Gordon Head area. Shouldn't be more than like a half an hour walk. However, the 39 goes right past it, and it goes right into the park and lets you off like a 5-minute max walks from the beach and from the trailhead, depending on what side of the road you go on. Or trailhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah,
easy accessible.
Super easy.
Sweet.
Super good. We also have Cordova Bay Beach, which I feel like is maybe a less common one that's used by students, but it's actually in Cordova Bay. There's a really long stretch of sandy beach that's just nice to walk down. You get a nice view of Mount Baker, I believe, in Washington. Yeah. On a non-cloudy day, you'll get a nice view. It's just really nice ocean view. It can be a little harder to get there from campus. You'd have to easiest way would be to take the 39 bus to Royal Oak Exchange and then take the 32 to one of the stops along there. Okay. If you have a car, you can just drive there. If you have a friend who has a car, ask them to go there. There's also the Beach House restaurant, which is right by Cordova Bay Beach.
I've passed that place so many times.
It's a good restaurant.
Okay.
They have coffee there, so you can always just go there, grab a coffee, walk the beach.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I've never been there myself. I've driven past it.
It's nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
Go.
And then last on our list here, we have Swan Lake, which is right on the 26 bus route, and it's pretty close to Uptown Mall. And it's just this little circle path that encircles a lake. And there's usually a lot of birds there, so it's good for bird watching. There's a little nature house there. Yep. Open during the day.
Yep. 7 days a week.
And yeah. A nice trail.
Great trail. They also, it's like a nature sanctuary. They also have a separate piece of property, which is known as Christmas Hill, and that's right up Quadra, kind of intersection of Quadra and Mackenzie. It's about a 10-minute walk from Swan Lake, depending on how fast you're going. And also another beautiful area. It's literally just a hill, though, but it's a really nice area.
It looks over a lot of the city.
It does.
It's very nice, yeah.
So great places to go for a walk, hike. If you're more into sitting down and having a cup of tea, though, or coffee, we compiled a list of 4+ cafes that are around the area, or just a must go to.
Yeah. Starting off, we have Grindstone Cafe, which is a very good cafe for studying. It is downtown. It's right by Value Village, the big one that's near the water. The side of the building has like this big forest mural. So when you're in the area, it's super hard to miss the building. It looks like a small cafe when you first walk in, but then if you go upstairs, there's a really nice study area with lots of tables, and there's like Christmas lights hanging from the ceiling, and it's just a really nice environment. And they have a pretty good selection of coffee and drinks and food. They have like breakfast sandwiches and a good range.
Wacky hours, though. I mean, they're 9 to 4:30 every day, but 4:30 is just... it's an early close.
So it's like midday studying, really good during the exam period when you don't have classes.
Yeah.
And you just want to study all day.
Definitely.
It's really nice, yeah.
Next one can be a little closer to the campus if that's where you're living, is the Mocha House, and that's the one near Caddy Bay. Or they have another location, which was the first location, which is located on Cook Street, which is very close to Beacon Hill. Next, we have Starbucks. Not so local, however, we are surrounded by them.
Everywhere. They're literally everywhere.
Literally, yeah. One on campus.
Yeah, there's two on Shelburne that are pretty close to Mackenzie. So there's one near the Fairway.
Yeah.
That's also near the A&W.
Yep.
And it's right by Cedar Hill Crossroad.
Exactly.
And then we have another one the other way, which is further into Gordon Head. It's right off of Shelburne near Mount Doug Market.
Yep. Working our way down Mackenzie, we're hitting Quadra, and there's one right by the London Drugs, kind of tucked in a corner.
It's in Saanich Village.
Yeah, Saanich Village. Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you're up for a little bit of a journey and you're heading downtown, there's 4.
4 that we can think of.
Yeah.
There may be more.
There, possibly.
Yeah.
More than likely.
So, popular one is off of Yates and Government. That's a very nice one. It's right by Mech. It's right by, like, Fjallraven, Patagonia.
Yeah. Right on the corner, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got, like, all the nice shops there, so you can, like, go and study, and then if you need a study break,
do some shopping.
Do a little shopping, go back.
Next one is... It's on another corner. It's in the new building, facing the wharf, and the road is Wharf. Is that Wharf Street?
Street.
It's Wharf Street. Great.
It's pretty small. It's not a great study area, but if you're there and you want to like walk by the harbor for a study break, it's very close.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then there's one
right up that
by
road.
The harbor, by the Parliament building.
By the Parliament building.
It's in another bigger building.
Yeah.
That one's also great.
However, that one doesn't take, when you have your Starbucks app, it won't redeem your points or anything. It's like UVic.
The campus one doesn't either.
Exactly, because it's in a building or something like that. So, it doesn't take the app.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the Parliament one.
Huh.
Because I used my app at the new one recently, the Wharf Street one.
And that one was fine.
That one was fine.
Yeah.
So.
The best one that I found for studying
is a fourth option.
Is the fourth option downtown. That one's off of Douglas and another street that we can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's further down on Douglas. It's like attached to a hotel.
I think it's a Hilton Hotel.
And the Starbucks has floor to ceiling windows.
It's gorgeous. Lots of seating.
Lots of seating.
And right on a bus route.
And it's right on the 4, 27, and 28, I think
yes.
we were saying.
Yeah.
So the 4 goes from UVic, and the 27, 28 go from Gordon Head.
Yeah. So. Those are just a couple. Those are just a couple areas that if you're really hoping to get out of campus, because although Biblio just suffices in the library, it may not otherwise.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's all we wanted to get through today.
Sweet.
Looks like we're on a bit of a longer podcast, so if you have stuck through us for the last 40 minutes, impressive.
40 minutes. 40 minutes. But right before starting this, we were like, this is going to be a shorter podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to make this shorter. 40 minutes later. Great.
We will end it there then. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to having you next time. Stay tuned for a Christmas episode.
Fun.
Coming at you with a potential special guest.
Guest star. Wow.
Crazy.
All right. We should sign off.
We should sign off.
Okay.
All right. Peace
Bye.
out.